Hello, dear one. Take a deep breath, inhale slowly, and gently let it out. Right now, in this moment, there is nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to chase. Just breathe. Allow yourself to arrive fully where you are. You are safe, you are supported, you are so deeply loved. I want to speak to that part of you that may be tired of trying, tired of worrying, tired of feeling like abundance is always just out of reach. That part of you that wonders if things will ever truly change. I know how heavy that feels. I know how it aches inside. But I also know something else, something true, something powerful. There is a well of peace within you. And when you touch that peace, you touch the power to change everything. Often we think that wealth is something out there, something far from us, something that only comes with hard work, sacrifice, or constant stress. But what if I told you that wealth begins in a quiet mind? That the first and most important step to attracting more abundance is not hustling harder or doing more, but softening, calming, and listening inward. The world may try to convince you that success is noisy and fast and always in motion, but real abundance, the kind that feels joyful and free, grows in stillness. It begins in a calm place inside your heart, where you remember who you truly are. You are not separate from the flow of good. You are a part of it. Just like the trees receive sunlight, just like the ocean receives the moon's pull, you are designed to receive. But receiving doesn't happen in chaos. It happens in peace. When we are anxious, when we are full of doubt or fear, we close the door to the very thing we long for. But when we come back to center, when we breathe deeply and trust, the door opens again. The energy of wealth begins to move toward us, gently and surely. Let's come back to that quiet place now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands relax. Let your breath be easy. In this space, you are not lacking anything. You are already whole. From this calm center, you can begin to imagine, not with force, but with ease, just a gentle picture forming in your heart. What does peace feel like? What does enough feel like? What does more than enough feel like? Not in the outside world, but in your body, in your heart, in your energy. Feel that for a moment. Let it wash over you. Now, I want to talk with you about something very important, something I believe with all my heart. Wealth does not begin in the bank. It begins in your thoughts. It begins in the way you speak to yourself. It begins in the way you imagine your life. So many are taught to believe that they are not enough, that they must do more, be more, prove more to be worthy of abundance. But this simply is not true. You were born worthy. You were born whole. You were born connected to an unlimited source of love and support. And when you align with that truth, everything begins to change. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something you allow. And to allow, you must feel safe. You must feel calm. You must feel open. That is why we begin here, in the quiet. That is why we begin with peace. When your thoughts become soft and loving, when your body begins to relax, when your heart is no longer fighting the moment, then, and only then, do you begin to attract with ease. Not because you are trying harder, but because you are finally aligned. There is something so powerful about being still, about choosing to listen to the voice of peace rather than panic. When you are still, you can hear the whispers of your own soul. You can hear the gentle nudges of your inner wisdom, and those whispers will always guide you toward abundance. They will never lead you toward fear. That is the calm we are creating together right now. A calm that is not weak but strong. a calm that holds the power to welcome all the wealth you were meant to receive. You don't need to see the whole path today, just the next step. And that next step is this: trust the calm, breathe into the calm, imagine from the calm. Don't rush it, don't force it. Let it bloom like a flower opening to the sun. That flower doesn't hurry. It opens in perfect time, and so will you. Your abundance is already taking root. Even if you can't see it yet, it is growing underneath. It is forming in the unseen. Trust that. Let me remind you of something gentle and true. Your thoughts are seeds, and what you plant, you grow. If you plant fear, you grow more fear. If you plant trust, you grow more peace. If you plant love, you grow more love. And when you plant calm, you grow clarity, joy, and yes, abundance. So today, choose the seeds of wealth with your words, your breath, your imagination, not with pressure or strain, but with softness and trust. Let's speak to that calm space now, together. Let's whisper words of truth into the soil of your being. You can speak them out loud or just listen in your heart. I am safe. I am supported. I am calm. I am open to the flow of abundance. I trust the process of life. I allow good things to come to me. I am aligned with the energy of wealth. I receive with joy. I deserve to flourish. These are not just nice words. These are keys that open doors within you. Every time you speak them, you shift your energy. You begin to align. You begin to call forth what already belongs to you. Use them whenever your thoughts feel tangled or heavy. Use them like a warm hand on your chest, reminding you to return to calm. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, not because you are forcing change, but because you are allowing it. When you choose calm, you stop fighting the flow. You begin to move with life. You begin to see opportunities that were always there, but hidden behind the fog of stress. You begin to feel ideas coming through that were waiting in the stillness. You begin to hear a soft yes from the universe, and in that yes, abundance grows. So today, just begin here. Begin with breath. Begin with stillness. Begin with the soft decision to trust the calm inside you. Let that calm be your guide. Let that calm be your power. You don't need to rush. You don't need to chase. You only need to soften, to trust, to imagine from a place of peace. And when you do, you become a magnet for all that you are ready to receive. The wealth, the support, the joy, they are already reaching for you. All you need to do is gently open your arms. There is a quiet kind of power that lives inside the imagination. It's not loud, it doesn't shout. It whispers in images, in feelings, in the soft pull of desire. This kind of imagining doesn't come from pressure or effort. It comes when the body is calm and the mind feels safe. It comes when the heart is no longer trying to survive, but instead begins to open, to create, to receive. The world may tell you to hustle, to chase, to always be doing something. But in the stillness, in the softness, that's where the true miracles are born. And it's here, in this quiet inner space, that your abundance begins to multiply. Imagination is not just fantasy, it is creation. Every structure you see, every invention, every beautiful life once began in someone's mind as a vision, not with strain, but with a gentle spark of what could be. And you have that same gift right now. Even if you feel uncertain, even if your outer world seems unclear, your inner world holds treasures. The moment you close your eyes and imagine peace, your body starts to feel peace. The moment you imagine joy, your heart begins to rise. The moment you imagine having more than enough, something in your energy begins to stretch and grow. This is not pretending, this is preparing. Like a room being made ready for guests, your calm imagination prepares space for abundance to arrive. When you visualize something beautiful, something nurturing, something that feels like, yes, you align with that energy. You say to life, I am ready to receive this, but you must imagine gently, like you are brushing color across a canvas, not with force, but with presence, not to escape the moment, but to bless it. So let's imagine together. Picture a life that feels spacious, a life where your needs are met with ease, a life where wealth flows to you without fear, without guilt, without confusion. Can you feel how the body softens in that picture, how the chest expands, how the breath becomes fuller? That is the body's way of saying yes. That is the body welcoming the idea of abundance. You don't have to know how it will come. Just trust that it can, that it wants to. Your job is not to control the timing. Your job is to hold the vision, to stay in harmony with it, to water it every day with calm belief. The imagination is the blueprint, and the energy you hold becomes the magnet. When you match the feeling of having it now, you become one with the life you are calling in. You can even speak your vision gently. I am open to more than enough. I imagine money coming to me from peaceful, joyful ways. I imagine opportunities that feel natural and kind. I imagine my life softening, expanding, glowing with abundance. These words are not just ideas, they're vibrations. They carry a frequency that speaks to the universe in a language deeper than logic. Every time you practice calm imagination, you are rehearsing a new reality. And the more you rehearse peace, the more it becomes your home. You'll start to notice that things shift, that ideas come, that support appears, not because you forced anything, but because you became available to receive. The heart is most open when it feels safe, and calm imagination is the key to that safety. And here, in this gentle state, affirmations take root deeply. When the mind is quiet and the body feels soothed, the heart is more willing to believe something new. So let's whisper a few loving truths into the calm, not to fix, but to remind. I am open to receive. I am worthy of wealth. My calm creates miracles. I am in harmony with all that is good. I imagine ease, and it flows to me. Repeat them softly, like a lullaby to your soul. Say them in the morning when you wake. Say them in the mirror with a gentle smile. Say them when you walk, when you rest, when you feel uncertain. Let them be a new rhythm in your mind, a gentle hum of hope. Over time, they become part of your energy. They change the way you move through life. They change what you are open to seeing and receiving. The words you speak to yourself matter. They shape the way you feel, and the way you feel shapes the energy you live in. When your inner world becomes soft, loving, and trusting, the outer world begins to reflect that. Not instantly, but steadily, consistently. The more you nurture your calm, the more space you make for miracles. Some days you may notice doubt rising. That's okay. Let it rise and pass like a cloud in the sky. You are not failing. You are simply learning to choose again. Choose peace. Choose softness. Choose to pause, breathe, and speak a new truth. That is the practice. That is the path. Now, let's talk about something that many carry silently. Fear around money. It can sit quietly in the background or roar loudly in the mind. Either way, it blocks the flow of abundance. Fear contracts. It tightens the body. It closes the heart. And when you are tight and closed, you can't receive. But there is a way through this fear, and it doesn't involve fighting. It involves loving. It involves bringing softness to the places where fear has lived too long. Fear often comes from old stories, stories passed down, stories picked up, stories built over years of survival, stories like, I'm not good with money, I always lose what I get, there's never enough. These stories feel so real because they've been repeated so often, but they are not the truth. They are just habits of thought, and habits can change. Stories can be rewritten. You don't have to force yourself to stop being afraid. Just begin by noticing. Notice when the fear comes. Notice how it speaks. Notice where it sits in your body. Then gently place your hand there, on your chest, your belly, wherever it feels heavy, and say, "It's okay. You're safe now. You don't have to be afraid anymore. We're learning a new way." Speak to yourself like a beloved child, with kindness, with patience, with love. This is where healing begins, not in control or shame or effort, but in love. Fear dissolves in the presence of love, and you are capable of loving yourself through any fear. You don't need to wait until you're perfect. You only need to begin, one breath at a time, one kind word at a time. You can also try writing to your fears. Take a journal and let the fears speak freely. Then, from your heart, respond with love. Let the loving voice inside you offer a new perspective. This practice doesn't erase fear overnight, but it softens it. And in that softening, new space is created. Space for wealth, space for peace, space for a new story. You can affirm your safety even when fear is present. I am safe now. I trust the process of life. I choose to believe that I am supported. I allow myself to receive with ease. Say it even if you don't fully believe it yet. Belief grows through repetition. Speak it like you are watering a seed, and in time, you will feel the roots growing strong. The more you release fear, the more you open to receiving. You don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to have all the answers. You only need to trust that peace is possible, that wealth is possible, and that your calm, loving attention is enough to begin that shift. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not unworthy. You are in a process of remembering who you really are, a being of light, of love, of divine intelligence. And you are so very worthy of ease, so very worthy of joy, so very worthy of abundance in every form. Let that truth sink in. Let it rise gently in your heart, and let it guide you home. Receiving is an art. It is the quiet, open space that allows all good things to flow in. Many have been taught how to give, how to serve, how to try, but not how to receive. And yet, without the willingness to receive, abundance has no doorway. Wealth, love, support, they are all waiting at the doorstep. But the door must be opened. And it is not opened through effort, it is opened through grace. To receive, one must feel safe, one must feel deserving, one must feel ready. And these feelings don't come from external proof, they come from within. They come from the gentle decision to say, yes, I am open, yes, I am willing, yes, I believe I am worthy of this good. This yes does not need to be loud. It can be a whisper, it can be a breath, it can be the soft unclenching of the heart. Receiving with grace is not about doing more. It is about allowing. It is about trusting that what is meant for you will not pass you by. It is about knowing that the universe is always ready to support you, but you must hold your hands open, not clenched in fear or control. When you begin to trust your enoughness, you begin to allow. You can start small. Let someone offer help and accept it with a smile. Let compliments land without deflecting them. Let rest be okay. Let ease be okay. These are not signs of laziness. These are signs of alignment. These are signs that you are shifting out of resistance and into flow. And in that flow, wealth finds you. You may begin to notice little signs of abundance appearing, an unexpected gift, a peaceful thought, a kind gesture, a sudden solution. These are whispers of the universe saying, yes, more of this. Notice them, appreciate them. Keep a small notebook or journal to write them down. This is how you build the muscle of receiving. This is how you teach your body that it is safe to have good things. You might say, I receive with grace and joy. I am open to unexpected blessings. I allow the flow of wealth to reach me in all forms. I no longer block my good. I welcome it. Let these words be part of your energy. Let them be your rhythm. Receiving does not mean you have to be passive. It means your actions flow from alignment, not desperation. It means you move with life, not against it. When you trust that what is yours is already on its way, your steps become softer, your choices become clearer. You don't need to grab or force. You simply allow yourself to be guided. And part of receiving is recognizing the abundance that is already here. The breath in your lungs, the beat of your heart, the roof over your head, the kindness in a stranger's smile. When you appreciate what you have, you amplify it. Gratitude is the amplifier of all blessings. It says to the universe, I see what you've given me. I honor it. I welcome more. Gratitude clears the path. It softens the heart. It reminds you that you are already in the stream of life, already being supported in ways seen and unseen. The more you lean into gratitude, the more receptive you become. The more receptive you are, the more easily wealth can find you. Receiving is your natural state. You were born to receive love, joy, ease, and abundance. You don't need to earn it. You only need to remember it. And in that remembrance, you begin to live in harmony with all that life wants to give. And now, let's gently bring our attention to the way we live, the habits we hold, the choices we make each day. These small details may seem ordinary, but they are powerful messengers. They tell the universe how we see ourselves, how we value ourselves, and how we are aligned with abundance. When you treat yourself with care, when you live in a way that reflects love, you send out a signal that says, I am ready for more. You don't need to make drastic changes. Begin with small, loving actions. Keep your living space tidy, not to be perfect, but to create space for clarity. Surround yourself with things that bring joy, a favorite flower, a soft light, a color that feels peaceful. These are not luxuries, they are reflections of self-worth. They are symbols that say, I honor my presence here. Spend time each day in stillness. A few minutes is enough. Sit, breathe, listen. Let this be your practice of alignment. You are not escaping life. You are aligning with it. You are creating a fertile ground for good to grow. And from this space, your outer world begins to mirror your inner peace. You can also circulate wealth with kindness. Share from your overflow, not from guilt, not from fear, but from joy. Whether it's time, energy, a kind word, or a small gift, these acts expand your sense of abundance. They tell your mind, there is more than enough, and that belief becomes a magnet. Everything you do, when done with love, becomes a sacred step. Cooking, walking, speaking, even resting, when approached with presence, they align you with the energy of wealth. Because true wealth is not just in numbers, it is in experience, it is in freedom, it is in joy. So live like someone who is loved by life. Speak kindly to yourself. Make choices that reflect respect for who you are. You are not waiting for abundance. You are becoming it. And every loving choice you make echoes that truth. Now let's soften into a new way of seeing the future. Not as something you must fear, not as something you must control, but as a space you are co-creating with love. The future does not need to be a mystery. It can be a garden that you tend gently with your thoughts, your feelings, your choices. You have the ability to imagine a life that is wide and generous. You have the gift of vision. And when you imagine with calm, you set powerful things in motion. See yourself smiling with ease. See yourself supported in all ways. See the flow of wealth reaching you, not in chaos, but in peace, not from struggle, but from trust. You may not know every detail. That's okay. The universe knows how. Your job is to feel it now, to live in the energy of it now, to match your vibration to what you are calling in. And you do that through joy, through gratitude, through trust. Speak gently to this vision. I am walking into a future filled with ease and abundance. I trust the timing of my life. I allow miracles to find me. I am creating a life that feels free. These words are like keys unlocking new doors. Let them live in your heart. Your vision is powerful, but it doesn't require force. It requires belief. It requires gentle tending. It requires the calm of a heart that knows its worth. Your future is not built in fear. It is built in love. And you have all the love you need. So rest, dear one. Rest in the knowing that you are co-creating something beautiful. You don't have to do it alone. Life is your partner. And together, you are creating a future that feels like home. And now, as we gently come to the close of this sacred time together, let your heart soften even more. Let your breath be full and free. You are not the same as you were when we began. Something has shifted. Something has opened. And that opening will continue to guide you. You are powerful. You are worthy. You are enough. Wealth is not outside of you. It is inside your calm, inside your trust, inside your loving imagination. And from this inner place, everything begins to blossom. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. You only need to keep choosing love, choosing peace, choosing the gentle path that leads you back to yourself. Let this be your truth. I trust life. I trust myself. I am open to receive. I live in harmony with abundance. I welcome miracles. I am safe. I am loved. I am already flourishing. Repeat these words often. Let them fill your energy. Let them guide your steps. Let them become your song. You are doing beautifully. Keep going. Keep softening. Keep imagining. The universe is listening, and it is responding with love, always with love.